covering more news where you live. This is 5 News This Morning.
It is day 2 of Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. More on the big event and what street closures you could see coming up in a live report.
Plus, speaking out against texting and driving, how city leaders are coming together today against the dangerous distraction. We'll have those stories and more just around the corner, but first, we want to start things off with Joe and a look at your weather. Good morning, Joe. How's it looking out there?
Hey, good morning, Heather. The weather this morning actually nice. We're not seeing any rain out there like we did yesterday morning, but we are following our first big fall cold front of the year. It's just off to our northwest, crossing the Rockies, heading into parts of Kansas and Nebraska this morning. It doesn't get here until late tonight into tomorrow, and that's when our rain chances really start to increase. Again, locally this morning, no big problems. We saw a few scattered showers and thunderstorms yesterday. Those diminished about sunset, waking up to mostly clear skies across the area, and temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s. It's 69 degrees, the cooler spot over at XNA at Highfill, 72 in Rogers, 70 in Bentonville, in Fayetteville, 72 in Siloam Springs. In temperatures in the River Valley in the lower 70s, from 73 in Fort Smith, 75 in Clarksville, and 72 in Sallisaw and Poto. Heavy rain moves in tonight. Could see some stronger storms, but the weekend looks absolutely beautiful. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up.
Well, bikers from across the country are riding into Fayetteville as day 2 of Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue gets underway.
But drivers may be seeing some street closures because of the rally. 5 News reporter Kayla Payne is live this morning to tell us how police are planning to regulate traffic. Kayla.
Good morning. We're here on Dixon Street and West Avenue where bikers are starting to take over. Starting tomorrow, these streets will be closed, and on Dixon, that will start at St. Charles Avenue and go down to Arkansas Avenue. The closure on West will go from Spring Street to Lafayette Street, and both of those streets will be closed on Saturday. Police say depending on traffic, other streets may be closed as well. Electronic signs will be on College Avenue to direct event traffic into certain lanes to help keep traffic flowing. Now, as far as parking goes, a portion of paid parking in the entertainment district will be free. But be careful where you park because you could still be ticketed if you get into those residentially permitted spots in the surrounding neighborhoods. Live in Fayetteville, Kayla Payne, 5 News.
Nobody wants to get a ticket. Kayla, thank you. Police are encouraging drivers to take extra precautions when driving through Fayetteville this week. And if you're heading out there to the big event today, you can check out the air show at Drake Field. It runs from 2 this afternoon until 6:30 this evening. Then you can hang out at Harley-Davidson's Hog Party, which starts tonight at 7.
New this morning, today people across the country will make the pledge to never text while driving. 5 News reporter Katie Corman is live in Fort Smith to tell us about some of the campaigns locally in our area that people are trying to push. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning. As part of the It Can Wait movement, drivers across the country are encouraged to take the pledge to never text and drive, which causes more than 100,000 car crashes each year. According to AT&T, drivers who text are 23 times more likely to be in an accident. Nearly 40% of teen drivers admit to texting and driving, even though 97% of them agree it's dangerous. But it's not just the teen drivers who are distracted drivers. Nearly half of all adult commuters text and drive as well. Both the mayors of Fayetteville and Fort Smith will sign proclamations today to show their commitment to keeping the roads in their communities safe.
We're certainly in support of no texting while you're driving. We certainly want everybody to stay safe. We want to keep the city safe, and we're going to push real hard on the no texting and driving.
Activities in Fayetteville will begin at 8 o'clock this morning. Coming up in our noon hour, we'll hear from Fort Smith Mayor Sandy Sanders about the events that will take place here this afternoon. Live in Fort Smith, Katie Corman, 5 News.
All right, Katie, thanks. You too can take that pledge by texting the number on your screen, AR Pledge. Text that to 464-329.
About 45 cars, trucks, and pieces of equipment are expected to be sold this morning at the Fort Smith Public Auction. The auction, which has been held annually for 40 years now, features public works equipment that are no longer being used. It all starts at 10 a.m. behind the Riverside Warehouse on Jenny Lind.
Looking ahead today, Lucas Roebuck is kicking off his campaign for State House District 87 tonight. Roebuck will make the announcement in Siloam Springs with an old-fashioned cookout. Dinner is served at 5:30, followed by a speech at 6:30.
Across the nation, the Washington Navy Yard reopens this morning for the first time since Monday's deadly shooting. The yard returns to mostly normal operations, though the FBI is still investigating Building 197, where police found Aaron Alexis's gun etched with two cryptic phrases. One reads, "Better off this way." The other reads, "My ELF weapon." Investigators are still trying to determine what this means. Alexis's mother is speaking out for the first time, saying she doesn't know why her son did what he did.
Aaron is now in a place where he can no longer do harm to anyone, and for that I am glad. To the families of the victims, I am so very sorry that this has happened. My heart is broken.
Alexis's family says he sought treatment from the Veterans Administration for mental health problems, but the VA says it has no record of that. VA records do show Alexis sought treatment for insomnia at a Rhode Island medical center last month, and he followed that up with a VA hospital visit in Washington 5 days later.
In just 12 days, if a deal between Congress and the White House is not reached, the government will run out of money. Tomorrow, the Republican-controlled House plans to vote on a resolution that would prevent a government shutdown, but strip away funding from President Obama's health care overhaul.
There should be no conversation about shutting the government down. That's not the goal here. Our goal here is to cut spending and to protect the American people from Obamacare. It's as simple as that.
Speaker of the House John Boehner hopes to pass a bill that extends government funding for 3 months but defunds the president's health care law. The Senate is then expected to omit the language on health care and then send the bill back to the House. President Obama made it clear to a group of business leaders the measure will not pass his desk.
We have not seen this in the past, that a budget is contingent on us eliminating a program that was voted on, passed by both chambers of Congress, ruled constitutional by the Supreme Court, is 2 weeks from being fully implemented, and that helps 30 million people finally get health care coverage.
If the House doesn't act, the government will run out of money on October 1st. The House also wants to make raising the debt ceiling contingent on defunding the Affordable Care Act. The debt ceiling measure is expected to come to the House floor next week. Meanwhile, Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke issued a warning to Congress and the White House: find a way to fund the government and raise the debt limit or the nation's economy will suffer. The Fed wrapped up a 2-day meeting and announced it will continue its stimulus policy of buying bonds in order to keep interest rates low. Bernanke says the economy is recovering, but at a slower pace than expected.
Bad news for all of you who bought Powerball tickets this week. The winning ticket was sold about 900 miles away from here. Lottery officials say the winning ticket was purchased at a highway gas station in Lexington, South Carolina. The winning numbers in yesterday's jackpot were 7, 10, 22, 32, 35 with a Powerball of 19. Wednesday's $400 million jackpot was the 4th largest lottery prize in U.S. history. The largest was in March of 2012 when the prize climbed to $665 million. If only I could just win once.
Still have to go to work today.
Yeah, we're still at work
You still
today.
have to get up and go to work.
Our managers will be happy about that.
And we're glad that you're, waking up with us on this Thursday morning at 6:08. Let's go ahead and check in with Joe to see if we are getting out to work and school today. What are we looking at with the weather?
Yeah, not bad this morning. Quiet weather across the area, mild. If you're heading to the bus stop, temperatures in the upper 60s and the lower 70s. Should be a very nice morning out there, although some changes are on the way. We're going to talk about some widespread rain moving in later tonight and the possibility of some great weather for the weekend. That is coming up. I do want to get you an update on time saver traffic, though, this morning in Northwest Arkansas. First of all, the closings. Northwest 2nd Street again closed this morning, and it will be closed until September 24th. It's between Northwest A and Northwest D Street, and you're going to need to use West Central to get around that construction area. Event traffic for Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue will be heavy along Dixon Street and West Avenue as well. And as always, be mindful of all the motorcyclists out on the roadways this morning, whether it be Interstate 40 or 540 or some of the state roads as well. Further south into the River Valley, we're going to see significant delays later on this morning in the southbound lane of Interstate 540 in the construction zones from Van Buren into Fort Smith. As always, you can take the latest traffic information with you wherever you go by logging on to 5newsonline.com or using the hashtag 5newstraffic on Twitter. Coming up in the forecast, we're going to track this cold front, which just northwest of the area right now. It's going to bring some rain. It's also going to bring some cooler temperatures. That's coming up.
And still ahead in your Health Watch, do you know your ABCs? How the alphabet is helping new moms keep their new babies safe.
Plus, will the Hogs defense be enough when they head out on the road this weekend? We'll take a closer look coming up in sports.